Hi, and welcome to Yoga with the Happy Housewife. Today is a 1 hour video, a 1 hour class for the legs and the glute and hip area. Also, we're going to be working with the root chakra and the navel chakra. The root chakra is also known as Muladhara, which is located at the base of the spine, and it's characterized by the color red. The root chakra is related to the basic human needs, the basic human characteristics like the instinct, the security, stability. It also has to do with letting go of fear. It includes your basic needs as well, such as food, water, shelter, and safety. So we're going to be focusing on exercises that will awaken the root chakra. The second chakra we'll be working on is the navel chakra, which is called Svatisthana. Again, Svatisthana. This one is located beneath the navel, so almost between your pelvic bone and below your belly button. And this one is characterized by the color orange. The navel chakra is known to the center, is known for the center of your sexuality and your creativity. It holds all your, how should I say it, larger than life passions such as your dreams, your ambitions, your fantasies. So we're going to be working on both these chakras as we go to this 1 hour class. So what we're going to do is we are going to start standing. So come on up into a mountain pose. So I want your feet about hip width distance apart, and I want your pelvis in the neutral matter. So I don't want it to be sticking out too much to the back or your pelvic too much forward. So keep it about in neutral, making sure that your weight is spread evenly on your feet. So the ball of each foot, each feet, and the heels of your feet. So I want you to really send your shoulders back, and your palms are going to be facing towards me. So I want you to close your eyes, and we're going to start right away in focusing on that bright red root chakra. So our feet are planted firmly on the ground. And I want you to focus also on your breath. We're going to inhale here through the nose and exhale through the nose. You'll notice also that your body sways naturally. Just let it go with the flow. And it just feels solid on your feet, building that base, opening up, warming up the root chakra, feeling safe, feeling secure, feeling solid. Now, if you want to start using your Ujjayi breath here, Ujjayi breath is that little noisy breath that you have in the back of your throat. With your mouth closed, you inhale through the nose and you exhale through the nose, making that ha sound in the back of your throat. And one more breath. Now opening your eyes, circle, sweep your arms all the way up towards the sky, palms together to the heart. Inhale, circle, sweep, arms up, palms together again to the heart. Inhale one more time, this time taking the right arm forward, left arm back, and we're going to gaze back, looking behind our left shoulder. Reach through the fingertips and try to keep your hips in front of me. So hips straight, we're using the core here. Again, we're going to be waking up the navel chakra. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back, this time gazing back behind our right shoulder. Feel your belly expand as you inhale. Feel it contract as you exhale. Again, being solid on both feet. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nice. Inhale, circle, sweep your arms all the way up. Exhale, we're going to forward fold from the hips. Bend your knees here if you want to. This is our first forward fold. Take a breath. And then bending your knees a little bit here, bringing your belly towards your thigh. Grab opposite elbows for ragdoll, from sway from side to side. Relax the neck. The head is bobbing from side to side, is relaxed. Breathe in and breathe out. Beautiful. Inhale. We're going to straighten our legs here. Feet are about hip width distance apart. We're going to take the right hand, place it on the outside of our left ankle, and then left arm goes up towards the sky. So a little bit of a twist here, gazing up towards the ceiling, towards your left hand, gazing up, and then release. Left hand goes around the right ankle. Inhale, right arm goes up towards the sky. Reach up. You can look at the ceiling here if you want to, or maybe even just look down on the floor if that's better for you. Either or, we're still working on that twist, working on twisting the spine, warming up the spine, and then exhale, release. Now I want you to open your feet a little bit wider than your hips. And then bring your heels in, toes out. We're going to slowly lower our hips into a Muladhara, a hip opener. So bringing your elbows on the inside of your knees, or on the inside of your thighs, placing the palms together. Hands into prayer, and then in order to open up the hips, we're going to press the hands down. If this is a little bit challenging for you, there's always the option to sit on a block. Sometimes it hurts the ankles, because sometimes the ankles are not as stretched, or the hips, so we tend to lose our balance. So you can sit on the block here, same thing, press the hands together to open up the hips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now very slowly, if you do have a block, just remove the block, and then we're going to come down to sit on our sits bones into easy pose. Easy pose is legs crossed, just as you would normally do if you're sitting down with your legs crossed. And focus on bringing your shins to cross at the shins. A lot of people I see, they're crossing their legs at the ankles, but let's see if you can cross it at the shins, which will open up the hips a little bit more. So we're going to work on warming up the root chakra and also the navel chakra. We're just going to start rolling clockwise forward, and then bring your chin to chest, open the shoulder blades, and just making big circles. Remember to breathe. On your inhale, come forward. On your exhale, go back. And now we're going to go the other side. So counterclockwise or clockwise, depending on which side you started to begin with. Do a few circles here. Follow your inhale on the front. Exhale when you rotate towards the back. Breathe in, breathe out. Last one. Very nice. If you want, you can stay here in easy pose. We're going to do a seated forward fold, or if also the option 2 is to do a half lotus. So you place either your left or your right foot. I like to use my right foot to place on the inside, on the crease here of my hip. So this is half lotus. You can do a full lotus if you want to. My hips do not allow me to do it right now, so that is totally okay. So if you've got your right foot or left foot on top, that's fine. We're just going to switch it up on the second set. So inhale, lengthen the spine here, and then exhale, walk your hands forward, but making sure that your sits bones stay on the mat. So it doesn't matter how low you go. I want you to really feel that deep stretch into your hip flexors. You can relax the neck, just gazing down towards the floor, whichever feels good for you. I like to make little circles, sometimes half circles from right to left. Two more breaths. And every time you exhale, you're going to feel gravity is kind of like taking you lower and lower. So just adjust and just go with the flow of your breath. See where your body takes you. Nice. Inhale, walk your hands back. And again, if you're in easy pose, stay in easy pose, or you can just switch your legs, crossing them from either left or right, whichever was in front. So I'm going to switch it up. Now I'm going to take my left foot, bring it over my hip crease or near the hip flexor. Inhale here, and then walk your hands again forward. This hip is a little bit tighter for me. And it doesn't matter how many years you do yoga. There's always a side that is a little bit tighter than the other one. So you just work through it, breathe through it. Acceptance is key in yoga. Again, let your body go down as you exhale. Go with your flow. This is your body. This is your yoga. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, walk your hands back. And we're just going to bring our knees together. Windshield wiper your legs from side to side. For a couple of windshield wipers. And last one. And then come up into a tabletop for a cat-cow. So you're in front of your mat here, making sure that your elbows, your shoulder is in line with your wrist and your hips are in line with your knees. On the inhale, cow pose, drop the belly towards the mat, navel goes towards the mat, tailbone goes towards the ceiling. Inhale, press the chest up, so shoulders away from your ears, and then exhale, draw the chin to the spine, draw the belly towards the spine, the chin to chest, press your hands firmly on the mat, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Beautiful. So come down. We're going to sit on our heels for a minute. We're going to be working on stretching the toes. Poor toes. They're so neglected all the time. And I don't know about you, but sometimes when I wear heels that are a little bit pointy, my poor toes are just having a hard time. So what I want you to do is I want you to tuck your toes onto the mat. We're going to sit on our heels. Now, this might feel a little bit uncomfortable, okay? If it does feel too uncomfortable, maybe just Lean forward a little bit and placing your hands on the mat. But if you can, placing your weight onto the heels. And then I like to stretch my toes a little bit to kind of just make sure that all my toes are on the mat and they really, really get that benefit of a deep stretch. So we're not going to be here long. If you want, you can close your eyes, relax your shoulders, and just send some love to your toes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last breath. Nice. And now we're going to just release the feet, just maybe a little bit taps here to just kind of re-energize them. Now this time we're going to work on lengthening and stretching the tops of our feet. I did a video earlier about Vajrasana, Thunderbolt. So there's different ways to sit in Thunderbolt, but now what we're doing is we are working on actually lengthening and stretching the tops of the feet. So having a block may not work at this moment, but you can try. What I want us to focus on is to sit on our heels, and then the soles of your feet are up towards the ceiling. And working on stretching the tops of the feet, just lean forward and lift your knees from the mat. And see if maybe you can stay here for about 15 seconds. And then release. Inhale, lift. And release. Last one, make it your best one. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. Feel that deep stretch on the top of the feet. It's sometimes very uncomfortable, but breathe through it, and release. Tap again your feet on the mat. Re-energize those legs. Very nice. Now, on your next inhale, continuing on to working with the navel and the root chakra, the glutes and the legs. On the inhale, I want you to extend your left leg and then flex your foot. Right arm goes up and forward, and you're going to reach through the fingertips and then reach through the heel. I want you to make sure here that you touch. Make sure that your hips are in alignment with each other. You don't have to have your legs so high. What we want to work on is balancing and making everything in the proper form. So inhale, reach through the fingertips. Reach through the heel, maybe gazing down or gazing forward. Engage your core here. And release, placing the hand and the knee back on the mat. Now this time taking your right foot or your right leg and then pivot towards the right. Take your right hand, place it on the middle of the mat, and then extend your left foot all the way out, placing the sole of your foot on the mat. On the inhale, reach your left hand all the way up towards the sky. Reach and up and over your head. If you want, you can gaze towards your hand, or maybe just gaze towards the ceiling. Just feel that deep stretch onto the left side, really opening up the hip. Beautiful. Reach, reach, breathe. Very nice. Now we're going to use assisted side plank. So I want you to lift your left leg, flex it through the foot, so you're going to reach for the heel. Arms come all the way up towards the ceiling. Engage your core here. And now we're going to work on opening the hip, bending your left knee, grab the outside of your foot. From here, you can gaze down towards the floor or maybe up towards the ceiling. We're going to send the knee back. So press your foot against your hand and send the knee back. You're really going to feel a deep stretch in the hip here, opening the chest at the same time, using your core for stability. Breathe in and release. Back into assisted plank. Now push yourself up so that you're on your right knee and your left foot in gate pose. Inhale, circle sweep your arm all the way up, your right arm. Left hand slides all the way down the leg. Reach up through the fingertips. Gaze up or down, depending on how comfortable you are with your neck. Reach, 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 and then come back into a tabletop. So this time we're going to reach the left arm up and then leg, extending the leg, reach for the heel. Right leg is straight, making sure again, check if you're in alignment with your hips. Reach through the heel, reach through the fingertips. Gaze forward or down towards the mat. Engage your core. Breathe in. One more breath. And then release. Taking your left leg, pivot your leg towards the left. And then extend your right leg. Keep the sole of your foot flat on the mat. Your left hand is on the mat. Right arm reaches up and over the head. Again, lifting the hips so you really feel that deep stretch all along that right side of your body. Reach up. On your next inhale, you're going to engage your core, lifting that right leg. You're going to flex the foot. So again, here in assisted plank pose, inhale, we're going to bend that right leg, grab the outside of your foot, and then send your knee back, press your foot against your hand to open the chest, really feeling that deep stretch into the hip flexor. Gaze up towards the ceiling or maybe on the floor. Reach, step, reach, reach, and come back into assisted side plank. Push yourself up to be on your left knee and right leg. Hand goes all the way up over the head. Slide your right hand all along your leg and then gaze up towards the ceiling or down towards the floor, whichever you prefer. Reach and come back into a downward facing dog. Transition into your tabletop and then bring your hips all the way up and then maybe walk the dog here, bending your left leg, bending your right. Press your hands firmly on the mat. The more you press your hands, the more your chest wants to go toward your thighs. So you want to relax your head, gazing between your legs. Breathe in here and breathe out. And when you find stillness in your down dog, stay here for a couple of breaths. Very nice. On inhale, lower yourself into a high plank. Exhale, drop to the knees. Elbows stay close to your body. Lower yourself all the way down, forehead and chest to the mat. Inhale, baby cobra, heels together. Elbows are close to your ribs. You're going to lift the chest. And then exhale, come back into a tabletop. Downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. You're going to look forward towards your mat. You're going to walk forward. We're going to do a couple of sun salutations. Inhale, circle, sweep your arms up. And then exhale, hands to the heart. So we'll do maybe 3 sun salutations. In a video prior to this, I had shown you what a vinyasa class was, basically doing sun salutations in between sequences. So we're going to do about 3 sun salutations before we start our sequences. Sun salutations A. Inhale, circle, sweep your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. And then exhale into a high plank. Or come down on your knees. Option 1, option 2. Option 1, high plank. Lower yourself into a chaturanga, 4 limbs, so your knees and your hips and your thighs are floating. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, roll to the tops of your feet. Step or hop to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle, sweep, arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, circle, sweep. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, high plank or kneeling plank. I'm going to do a kneeling plank for you. Untug the toes, knees come all the way down. We're going to do a baby cobra when we come back up. Exhale, lower your body all the way out, chest and forehead to the mat. Inhale, baby cobra. And then exhale, tabletop. And then downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, roll to the top of the feet. Step or hop to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle, sweep. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, circle, sweep. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale into a high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Nice. Moving on to our sequence. On the inhale, you're going to step your right leg forward and then step your left leg forward 2. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. On your next inhale, we're going to do chair pose. Send your weight back into the heels. Round your spine here, so you want your pelvis to be tucked in. So you're using your core here. Arms are up towards the ceiling, shoulders away from your ears. This is option 1. Option 2, to bring your hands to the heart. Either way works, both. The core, squeeze. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg steps forward into a low lunge. If you want here options to use your block, we're going to transition into a pyramid pose. So inhale, straighten your right leg, and then lower yourself, forehead towards the knee. Make sure that you draw your left hip forward, right hip back. Again, trying to get your hips as leveled as possible. If you want here, you can use the blocks for more stability. Breathe in, breathe out. Try also to bring your left heel towards the mat so you get a stretch of your calf at the same time. Inhale, come back to low lunge, crescent moon. Drop your back knee, untuck the toe, squeeze your thighs here. Inhale, arm goes all the way up towards the sky. The goal is to sit onto the hip and lower the hip, not to collapse. So I want you to keep your thighs strong And then arms up, lower the shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out. We're going to do a little bit of a crescent twist, waking up the navel chakra here. Left hand forward, right hand back, gazing back behind your right hand. Again, keep your thighs squeezed together. Breathe in. Inhale, come back. Crescent moon. And then lift back into a low lunge. Drop your back heel, windmill your arms, come up into a warrior two. So again, giving yourself enough space. 90-degree leg in the front, making sure that your knees in alignment with your ankle. Drop the shoulders and then gaze through your fingertips in the front. Inhale and exhale. Reverse warrior, reach forward on your inhale. Exhale, reach back, and then come back into a downward facing dog. Right leg steps back. Breathe in here, relax. Very nice. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Left leg steps forward. Right leg steps forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Again, feet together, knees together. Weight into your heels. Round or tuck in the pelvic. Come down. Weight is in your heels. Again, arms up or hands to the heart, either or. Really focus on your thighs here. Oh, burn, baby, burn. But it's all good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. And then exhale into a downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg steps forward. For a low lunge, pyramid, you can grab your blocks here again if you want to. Straighten the left leg, forehead to the knee. And again, try to lower that right heel to stretch the calf. Inhale, come back to low lunge. Drop the back knee, untuck the toe. Squeeze the thighs, come up to crescent moon. Drop the shoulders, reach through the fingertips. Strong arms here, so you want to engage your triceps too. On the inhale, left hand back, right arm forward, gaze behind your left shoulder. Squeeze the thighs. Nice. Inhale, back into a crescent moon. Exhale, low lunge. Lift your back knee. Drop your back heel. Windmill your arms. Come up into a warrior two. Again, give yourself that space. Bending that front leg. In warrior two, you want to roll on the outer edge of your back foot. So both legs are pretty active here. Shoulders are away from your ears and you're just gazing forwards to run your fingers. Just a soft gaze. Breathe in. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reverse warrior. Reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, windmill your arms back into a downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Now we're going to add to this sequence On the inhale, right leg steps forward into a low lunge. We're going to go a little bit more faster here, kind of like breath to move it. On the inhale, pyramid pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Exhale, reset, low lunge. Drop the back knee. Inhale, come up, crescent moon. Inhale here. Exhale, left hand forward, right arm back into a twist. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, reset, crescent moon. Exhale, come up into a low lunge. Ground your back heel, windmill your arms, warrior two. Now here's where we're going to be adding. On the inhale, straighten your leg and pivot your foot towards the left so you're facing the long edge of your mat. And I am facing back from you. So you want to bring your heels in and toes out into a goddess pose. So inhale, we're going to sit down onto those hips. So making sure, see if you can align your hips with your knees. Arms up in goddess pose. Breathe in, breathe out. If this is too much, you can bring your hands to your heart, lower the shoulders. Inhale, come back up, straighten the legs, and then send your heels out, toes in, into a forward fold. So you want to lock your knees, lift the thighs, and then exhale, come all the way down. Give yourself enough space here. Bending your elbows. If you want, you can also grab a block. Wherever you're at, we're just working on the hips and the hamstrings right now. So either grab your block, or if you have your hands on the floor, just bend your elbows and lower yourself and breathe. Two more breaths. Making sure, try to bring your weight over to the balls of your feet. Feel that lengthening in your hamstrings. One last breath. Inhale, come back up. And I want you to walk your hands back to a low lunge to the front of the mat. Ground your back heel, windmill your arms, and come back into a warrior two. From here, we'll transition into an extended side angle, taking your right elbow, place it on your right thigh. Inhale, left arm reaches up towards the ceiling or over your head. Now, I don't want you to collapse on your shoulder here. So your right shoulder, you're going to lift it up yourself using your core, and your shoulder should be away from your ear. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, your left leg is going to step forward into a low lunge. Straighten the leg into a pyramid pose, forehead to knee, and maybe drop your right heel towards the mat to stretch the calf. Inhale, back to low lunge. Drop the back knee, untuck the toe. Squeeze thighs, inhale, come up into a crescent moon. Inhale here. Exhale, left arm back, right arm forward, gazing back towards the left hand. Squeeze the thighs together. Inhale, come back, crescent moon. Exhale, lift the back knee, low lunge. Ground your back heel. Inhale, come back up into a warrior two to the left side. Inhale, straighten the leg, pivot your left foot towards the right so that you're facing the long edge of your mat. Again, come back into a goddess. So bring your heels in, toes out. We're going to lower our hips all the way towards the knees. Squeeze the thighs together and then send your knees back. So you feel as if you want to touch the back wall with your knees. Arms up or hands to prayer. Inhale, circle sweep, arms up, and then toes out, heels in. We're going to transition into a wide downward dog. So again, engage the thighs, lock the knees, and then we're just going to walk our hands forward and have like a wide downward facing dog. On your next inhale, walk back towards the front of the mat into a low lunge. Ground your back heel, windmill your arms, come back into a warrior two. Inhale here, exhale, extended side angle, left hand on your, or left elbow on your left thigh, right arm reaches up over the head, again making sure that you're not collapsing on that shoulder, using your core for stability. You should barely have any weight on that left arm. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then exhale, downward facing dog. And let's come down for a child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide open, arms straight forward, and then forehead towards the mat. Oh, there's a perfect time to focus on the root chakra, the color red, symbolizing security, stability, self-confidence. On your next inhale, come back up into a downward facing dog. And breathe in, breathe out. Continuing with our standing series. Inhale, right leg steps forward into a low lunge. Drop your back heel, windmill your arms into a warrior two. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, back into warrior two. Now this time we're going to transition into a warrior one. So take a little bit of a mini step, your back leg, a little mini step forward. Bring your hips forward. Roll on the outer edge of your back foot. And then your chest is forward to front of the mat. Arms up. And lower the shoulders. Transitioning into a humble warrior. Inhale, lengthen the spine here. Exhale, clasp the hands behind your back. Open the chest. And then exhale, hinge from the hips. Lower yourself down to try to get your shoulder on the inside of your right knee. Gaze down at your back foot. Using your core here for strong core, long legs. Inhale, come back into a warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, windmill your arms. Right leg goes back into a downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Now left side. Inhale, left leg steps forward. Low lunge. Ground your back heel. Windmill your arms. Warrior two. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, extended side angle. Breathe in here. Exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then exhale, warrior two. Take a little step forward from your back leg. Transition into a warrior one. Hips forward. Knee is still bent. Rolling on the back edge of your back foot. Lengthen the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, clasp the hands to the back. Inhale, open the chest. And then exhale, engage the core, hinge forward. Try to bring your left elbow on the inside of your left knee. Again, relaxing the neck, gazing back behind your head. Using your core for stability. Inhale, come back into a warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Lengthen the spine on your inhale, and then exhale, back into downward facing dog. And let's take another quick break in child's pose. Big toes together, open the knees, arms forward, and forehead to the mat. On your next inhale, come back into a downward facing dog. And from here, you're going to walk your hands towards your feet. So basically, you're going to be standing at the back of your mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, hands together to the heart. And we're going to be working on the tree and transition into a pyramid pose. So I'm going to be facing you, but you are going to be facing the front of your mat. So we're going to engage the left leg. So lock the knee, have a strong leg here, lift the thigh, right foot. Your toe can be touching on the floor or to the shin, or if you want, bringing your feet on the inside of your thigh, hands to the hips or to the heart. Set your gaze on something that's not moving and breathe. Very nice. Now from here, you're going to release the right leg, keep your knee bent and your foot flexed. So from here, you're going to take a step forward into pyramid pose. Again, your feet are facing forward, your hips are facing forward. Your hands are either on the hips, holding opposite elbows, or you can have your hands in reverse prayer. The goal here is to open the chest, really work from the hips. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and then on the exhale, forward fold to bring your forehead towards your knee. So you want to have a little micro bend on your front leg here so that we're really working on the hamstring. Draw your left hip forward and your right hip back to try to align the hips and relax. On the inhale, come back up slowly, take your time. Exhale, your left leg is going to meet the right one. So we're going to do the tree on the other side. So engaging your right leg. So you want to make sure that your knee is locked. You've got a strong thigh here, this lifted. Your left foot is either toe on the mat, the shin, or the inside of your thigh. And maybe not for me. My right side is always tighter than the other, but we'll get there. Inhale, squeeze the foot to the thigh to the foot. Bring your palms towards the heart. Set your gaze, that's something that's not moving, and breathe. On your next inhale, release the foot, keep the knee bent, keep the foot flexed, and then take a step forward with your left leg. Pyramid on the left side. Again, hips are forward, toes are forward, hands on the hips, opposite elbows, or hands into a reverse prayer. The goal here is to open the chest, engage the core, and hinge from the hips, working on the hamstrings, little micro bend to the front leg. Draw your left hip back, your right hip forward. Inhale, come back up. On the exhale, right leg meets the left. And we're going to transition into a Muladhara. So you're basically in the front of your mat. We're going to open the feet a little bit wider than the hips. We did that earlier. We're going to lower the hips all the way down towards the ankles. Maybe this time around you're able to do Muladhara. If not, you can certainly take your block and sit on the block. Elbows goes on the inside of the knees, hands together, and then just press down. Bring your focus to that root chakra. I am feeling strong and stable. I am secure. I am letting go of any fears that are paralyzing me. I move forward. And release. From here, we're going to come down on our sits bones for Baddha Konasana, placing the soles of your feet together, holding your ankles, and then the elbows are on the inside of the knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine here, so straighten that back, and then exhale, just lean forward, pressing your elbows to open up the knees. So we're going to be working here on the navel chakra, so engage your core, working on our creativity, being open, honest, focusing on the sexuality, being honest in there as well, being comfortable in our own skin. Last breath. And release. Bring the legs forward, shake them a little bit. And we're going to transition to a seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. So I'm going to be on my mat so you can see. Walk your flesh from your sits bone back. So what that does is it actually tilts the pelvis forward so that we can really focus on lengthening and stretching the hamstrings. Option one is you can take your strap, place it around the soles of your feet, and then slide your hands all the way back. Inhale, long back here, and then exhale, hinge forward through the hips, and then just basically gaze either at your toes. But what I want us to focus on is having a strong back here. I don't want to have this roundness to try to touch our nose to our knees. The goal is to really focus on the hamstrings and the lower back. Option two is to grab the big toes, inhale, and then exhale, bend the elbows, come all the way down. Again, letting gravity let you go lower and lower as you exhale. You're going to feel your body wanting to just go down. Just let it go with the flow. Do not force anything. Inhale, come back up. Janu Shirsasana. So you're going to keep your right leg or your left leg extended, taking the right foot, placing the sole of the foot on the inside of your left thighs. So I want your both legs to be active here. So you keep your knee to try and lower it closer to the mat. And your left foot is flexed. Facing your extended leg, circle sweep your arms all the way up, and then again, hinge forward. You can also take the strap if you want, do the same thing, place it at the sole of your feet, slide down, or if you wish, you can try and grab your foot and lower yourself down. Inhale, walk up. This is one of my favorite poses. It's either reversed wild side, or I like to call it flash dance. Taking your left hand, place it behind you, lift your hips all the way up, and then what I want you to do is it's your right hand goes behind you. There you go, right hand behind you. Left arm goes up and over the head, and then lift your hips all the way up. You're going to feel that deep stretch all the way towards the left side. And release. I almost invented a new yoga pose. Other side, extending your right leg. Left foot is on the inside of your right thigh. Again, pressing your knee towards the mat. Active foot here on your right leg. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, walk your hands back. This time the left hand goes behind you, right hand goes up towards the sky, reach the hip ups towards the ceiling, look back, gaze back, reach back, and then release. Last pose before Shavasana. Or maybe we'll do a supine twist before Happy Baby. So come down on your knees, on your back, bring your knees to your chest. And gently massage the lower spine and all up towards the shoulder blades, just making sure that your back is flat on the mat. Massage the back a little bit by swaying from side to side. Then making a T with your hands, lower your knees towards the right, gazing towards the left. Inhale, knees back the chest, lower them towards the left and gazing towards the right. If your knees don't touch completely, you can always use a block and place it underneath the knee that is closest to the floor. Inhale, bring your knees back to the chest, a little bit of a hug here towards the chest, making sure that your tailbone is flat on the mat. And Happy Baby. So bend your legs at 90 degrees so your soles of your feet are towards the ceiling. If you want, option one is to grab the hamstrings and then pressing your legs down towards your chest. Or you can grab the soles of your feet and then again pressing down so that your knees are close to your shoulders. Again, making sure that your tailbone is flat on the mat. Being a hip opener here, really feeling good for my hips. Breathe in, breathe out. And release. Last pose, Shavasana. Extend your legs, arms by your side, palms facing towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath here. Feel your body sink into the mat. Now's the time to maybe focus on your chakras, the root chakra, which is a bright red ball just flowing all over your body, lighting up, filling your heart with security, self-confidence, and also the navel chakra, filling your heart with creativity, being open, honest, having a balance in your sexuality, creativity, strength, acceptance. Now feel free to stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. I suggest maybe 5 to 7 minutes, even longer if you have the time. Thank you so much for being here and practicing this beautiful 60-minute leg, glute, and hip yoga class. May you go upon your day, your evening, your morning with positivity in your mind and in your heart. My spirit thanks your spirit. Namaste.